I guess we're about to find out. Alright. Bring to me the guardian of the royal family and the blade that serves the imperial house. Let's do it. Oh, this place is pretty. Just like last time. That I clearly just forgot happened. I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. So this is something that happened between Schwartz and Mueller. Roughly 2 months after the crisis that struck Liberl came to an end. That concludes my report on all that transpired here 2 months prior. I really cannot thank you enough for your above and beyond efforts, Captain. Bringing an end to the chaos and restoring hope to its people was no easy task. You should truly be proud of yourself. Your Majesty, please. I have done nothing to deserve such praise. I would beg to differ, and it's why I want to thank you on behalf of every one of Liberl citizens. Not only did you ensure our safety, you went from place to place aiding in the restoration as well. Now you continue to be just as busy serving as the leader of the Royal Guard. You deserve all the thanks you get. I really am proud of you, Captain Schwartz. I am honored, Your Majesty. I believe I'll be able to formally present you with at least one medal of your achievement at a later date, too. General Morgan seems to think a promotion is almost assured as well. I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds in store for you. But, Your Majesty, I must object. The only reason this crisis was resolved at all was because of the efforts of countless people, all of whom gave their all for Liberl's sake. My contribution was but a minor part of a much, much greater whole. I don't feel it would be appropriate for me to be receiving medals or promotions. Captain, I agree that countless people contributed to achieving the peace that we now have. Everyone who fought, who tried to protect their loved ones, and who endured the suffering they faced contributed in some way. But I believe it's clear to everyone that without the Arsail, the crisis would not have seen the conclusion that it did. And the one who commanded the Arsail was you. Be that as it may, medals are one thing, but I couldn't possibly consider accepting a promotion. I feel as though I've barely spent all that much time in my current position, so assuming one with even greater responsibility would be There's no need to be so modest. In my opinion, you've accomplished much more in your current position than you seem to believe you have. Actually, Captain, I'd like to propose that you take the rest of today off. How would you feel about that? May I ask why, Your Majesty? I'm not sure I quite understand. As I mentioned, I want to show my thanks to you for all you did, and I believe there to be better ways to do than formal meetings like these. You certainly deserve some rest too, given how exhausting going back and forth between military HQ and the castle practically every day must be. I've even been receiving requests from members of the Royal Guard saying that they would like for you to take a break as well. I'm terribly sorry that you had to listen to such complaints, Your Majesty. It was certainly not my intent that you should be troubled so. So, who was it? Lux? Leon? It could easily be both, knowing them. I'm used to them telling me as much every time they see me, but I cannot believe they chose to bother Her Majesty with the issue. As such, I would like for you to take the remainder of the day and use it to relax. That way you can return to your duties tomorrow feeling refreshed and ready to work for the good of the nation anew. Very well. If that is your wish, Your Majesty. I, Captain Julius Schwartz of the Royal Guard, accept your proposal and shall take leave of my duties for the remainder of the day. Still being too formal about it. A promotion. Ordinarily, receiving one would be a cause for celebration. Good morning, Captain. Good morning, Captain. I hear you've been given the rest of the day off. That's right, yes. I'm amazed you already know of that when I was just told myself. It's not all that amazing, really. Leon was trying to make sure everyone knew over the communications network from Lyston. I hear Echo appealed directly to Her Majesty even. Directly? I can't believe it. He did look like he had something he wanted to say to me the last time I saw him. What is it with them? I still wish we could have helped with repairing the Arsail too, though. I hear the repairs are running a little behind schedule too. I wonder how things are going over there. You needn't worry about the Arsail's repairs. The only reason those three are still there at Lyston Fortress is that they wouldn't take no for an answer and insisted on staying. The repairs are currently being carried under Gustav, the maintenance chief from Zeiss Central Factory. They'll be completed promptly. Incidentally, do you know if Her Majesty left already? Yes, in fact. Claudia left not that long ago, if you're looking for her. Oh, it's the Duke. She's gone to inspect the royal villa. Were you not aware of this? Your Grace, I was not. I would very much have liked to accompany her over there, if I am truthful. I suppose that it comes as no surprise. You always have been one to put yourself forward to escort her at every opportunity. I can't say I understand why. Simple escort jobs are well below your current rank. I suppose so. Still, I'm sure she's well. She has a number of trustworthy guardsmen with her. Try not to fret over her too much. Of course, you're right. Thank you, Your Grace. And with that, we're leaving. Philip, there's work to be done. Just a moment, Your Grace. Please, try not to be too downhearted. What are you doing, Philip? I said there is work to be done. My apologies. The Duke is serious? It looks as though I miss Her Highness yet again. Still, we're both so busy with our duties that it's no wonder it keeps happening. It's incredible how much Duke Dunan's changed. Tell me about it. Apparently he's often seen in the administrative room while working generally hard lately. He was the one who proposed paying compensation out a while back too. I always thought of him as a good-for-nothing slob, but maybe there's more to him than that. He's finally showing that he shares Her Majesty's blood after all. You're on duty. Enough idle chatter. My apologies, Captain. As you are seemingly aware, I will be absent from the castle for the remainder of the day. I expect the two of you to take charge of things here in my absence. Yes, ma'am. Take care, ma'am. So, how would one Julius Schwartz take the day off? Being granted a day off is all well and good in theory, but I haven't had one in so long. I haven't the faintest idea of what to do with it. Should I go shopping? Perhaps do maintenance work on my equipment? Or would I best just returning to my room and reading a book? No, I need to do more than simply rest with my time. I need to use it productively. I know, wouldn't it be nice to have a light stroll along the scenic route? I haven't done that in ages. It would be an excellent use of my time, even. Is it really true that Julia has returned to Grancel? Where is she? Where is she? Please, don't push. Everyone please calm down. What exactly is going on here? Captain! Oh no, why did you have to come now? It's dangerous here. Please retreat back inside the castle at once. What the devil is this? Oh no, they knocked the guard out the bridge. Hopefully he can swim. Captain Schwartz, we've locked the castle gates for the time being. You aren't hurt, are you? No, I'm fine. What just happened? Well, they appear to be some rather ardent fans of yours, Captain. You know, we did have a rather large number of fan letters arrive at the castle this morning. I wonder if that could be related to all of this. Fan letters? Apparently, your some magazine company put together a special feature on you yesterday. It was full of information on what you were up to on the Flying City. Oh, that reminds me. A few people who claimed to be from Liberal News came here while you were away. They said they were putting together a feature to capitalize on your popularity, so they wanted to gather material for it. I think I've heard enough. I can probably fill in the rest myself. Why am I getting this kind of attention? Fan letters? Magazine articles? Why am I being treated like someone special? I'm not at all. First Her Majesty praising me more than I deserve, and now this. All I really wanted to do was to protect Her Highness, that's all. That's what I want to do now, too, but the opportunity to actually go with her and escort her rarely seems to present itself anymore. Must I be forced to accept this is how things will be going forward? Thank you for your time today, Archbishop. I will conduct Mass again tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Could I ask you pass that on to Her Majesty? It would be my pleasure. Oh, if it isn't Julia, I wasn't expecting to find you here. Is something the matter? Oh, not at all. And good day to you, Archbishop. It's good to see you again, Julia. I haven't seen you for some time. You had me a little concerned. I'm terribly sorry for worrying you. I'd also like to apologize for not attending Mass at all of late. Oh, it's no trouble. I'm well aware of how busy you are. And I'll ask of you in the busy times you face in this, no matter how busy you may become, you must never lose sight of yourself. What matters to you most is always close at hand. Thank you, Archbishop. I'll take what you have said to heart. Ha, excellent. Now if you'll excuse me, I should really be on my way. Good day, Archbishop. Actually, there is one way I may have... Archbishop Current, Please wait. Sneaky, sneaky. Everyone, please move a little further from the castle gate. Please, just a little more. If everyone could please remain calm. Don't get your hopes up. Aw, it's just the Archbishop and his sister. Come now, everyone, move aside and let us pass. Good one, Julia. Hide in plain sight. It looks like your plan ended up working, Julia. Fortunately, yes. I'm sorry for causing you trouble yet again. Huh, not to worry. You have my sympathies, even. Those seem to be some very fervent admirers back there. Hmm? Major Vander? What is he doing here? I thought he had already left Liberal. This is quite a surprise. I wasn't aware you were also a sister of the church, Captain Schwartz. You can tell? Well... I should be back in Erebonia, but I still have to have a little cleaning up to after that fool to do. So I ended up having to come back here again in the end. I would have liked to take the time to go and greet you, but the chance ultimately never presented itself. Nevertheless, I'm pleased that we were able to meet again, Captain. Or is it Sister Julia now? Major! It appears to me that there is little point in trying to disguise your identity from this man. Perhaps you needn't bother. Regardless, I have preparations to make for this afternoon's mass, so I should excuse myself. Good day to you both. Archbishop? So that was the famous Archbishop Current, was it? He just stopped there. Why is he standing there? Menacingly. Perhaps I should have taken that chance to introduce myself properly to him. Major? I should probably explain how I ended up in this situation. You see, I wish I could have stayed a while longer, but I really gotta get going. I wish I could have gotten a close look at Julia, though. I thought this was finally going to be my chance. She's so dreamy. They're starting to make their way back. If they find me here, I'm doomed. Should you like, Captain, I would be happy to help you disguise yourself. Pardon? I can't pretend to be familiar with your situation, but I can see you aren't comfortable with being discovered here. In these situations, your instinct may be to hide, but I believe the best thing to do is the exact opposite. If it works for you, I'd be happy to accompany you somewhere a little safer. Thank you. Please do, right away. The Archbishop still hasn't moved. He's still there. You're seeing things. Never mind. I suppose it was just my imagination. It must have been. Well, this area seems to be empty. Will this be far enough, do you think? It should be. I can't apologize enough for this, Major. Oh, think nothing of it. I'm used to having to run around without being discovered. Usually because all of yours cause some kind of predicament. I can see that. I'm still ashamed of what happened, though. I let a simple commotion like that ruin my plans to go outside the city for my day off. I wasn't able to calm the situation at all. I wouldn't have even have been able to leave the castle without resorting to a disguise. I'm not sure you've any reason to be blaming yourself here, Captain. I'm afraid I must disagree. As a member of the Royal Guard, I am utterly useless, and this isn't the first time I've felt that way. During the coup d'etat, I was powerless. I should have been able to protect Her Highness, and yet she ended up being captured and placed in danger. The same was true when Gransel was attacked by Ouroboros too. Not only could I not protect Her Majesty from being endangered by them, I wasn't even able to be anywhere near her. I, of all people, should have been right by her side in her hour of need. How dare I learn of what happened only after the fact? I'm not fit to even serve them. Well, I certainly can understand your frustrations. They were both safe, were they not? Surely that is what counts above all. Much as we may wish to be, no human is omnipotent. Neither of us are any exception to that. I understand that, or at least I want to believe that I do. But to make matters worse, I now find out there are magazine articles about me, making me out to be some kind of great hero. There's even talk of me being promoted. I don't even feel like I've done my job in a way that's worthy of praise. Never mind anything to do to deserve being given a higher position. No, none of that is what bothers me most. If people want to give me greater praise than I deserve, let them. And receiving a promotion isn't in itself a cause to be unhappy. More the opposite, on paper at least. But in reality, it will result in me becoming busier because of my new duties, which will result in me ending up even further away from Her Highness than I am now. I'm a little envious of you, to tell the truth, Major. You've always been able to go and escort Prince Olivert, like it's the most natural thing in the world. Maybe you weren't always by his side, but you were when he needed you the most. You did more than escort him too. You were able to help and aid him in ways beyond the call of duty. By comparison, I can't seem to be able to help Her Highness at all. I can't even lend her an ear when she's plagued with worry. When she was agonizing over whether to assume her position as crown princess, I couldn't do a simple thing for her. I feel somewhat reluctant to give my opinion here, as I can hardly pretend to be well versed in your situation. But from where I stand, your position seems to be more fortunate one. How so? What exactly do you mean, Major? I didn't mean to offend you, so I apologize if I did. But protecting that fool is a task that was thrust upon me the moment I was born. Between us, I find myself envious of your natural loyalty to the ones you serve. The moment you were born? Oh right, you're a Vander. And we're a military family who traditionally serves the Imperial family, yes. My luck for anything less than a hectic life ran out the second I was given it, I fear. That's certainly a great responsibility to be destined to fulfill. Especially when you've chosen to protect Prince Olivert of all people. Quite so. Still, my point stands. I do believe it's a happy, fortunate thing to be able to serve and devote yourself to those you genuinely care for. I may hardly be an expert on the subject, seeing as Her Highness is much less of a handful, but am I wrong?
No, I see your point. Perhaps I should see being able to sit and worry about something like this as a luxury. Although, whether someone who isn't able to defend Her Highness can really be called a member of the Royal Guard is another issue entirely.
Captain, if you like, I would be happy to teach you a good way to clear your head.
To clear my head, you say?
Indeed, still, I would like you to keep this off the record. A battle between Captain Schwartz and Mueller-Vander. This will be a one-round duel. Both arts and items may be used.
So this is what you had in mind. I can't say I feel especially confident about my chances of defeating a warrior of the famed Vander family, but I'll certainly try.
There's no need to be so modest. Well, Captain, let us begin.
Oh, I get a fight. Oh, wow. This is before everything happened. Okay. Alright, let's go with Blue Ascension.
My soul and sword are at one.
Hang in there, Julia. Oof.
Take this.
For the sake of my master. Get ready.
Get him, Julia. I fear he can do more damage to me than I can to him.
Heal.
Hound Gate. Let's go with... Yeah, let's go with Blue Ascension again.
No way.
Oh, you can impede, huh? Blade Dancer. Yikes. How am I supposed to beat him? Look how much damage he's doing to me. Oh, I got a tear up bomb. Great. Thanks, game. I don't see myself winning this battle. How am I supposed to beat him? He's kicking my ass.
No way.
Am I destined to lose this?
Come and get me.
Oh, okay. I have no EP healing items. Come on, build up. Alright. Heal. Oh, I can't. I can only heal 2,000 HP. What a load of crap. Alright, no, I can't go on the offensive, not yet. Let's go.
For the sake of my master.
He's gonna win. I don't have enough. Hang in there.
Come and get me.
Then my last attack. Yeah, no, I don't stand a chance. I don't know if I was supposed to win that fight or... But there we go.